Hello everyone, now I am here with my next video of class and object. It is basically second chapter for ninth class. Actually on demand, I'm creating this video so that ninth class is able to create programs of class and objects in C. Basically, I want to tell you first thing about class. Actually, it is a sort of revision for you all that class is a basic principle of OOPS concept, and class is a blueprint, template, outer sketch, or a prototype for an object. I told you earlier, class is just a blueprint. What we are thinking, if we are taking a particular task, we want to achieve it, some sort of thinking we are creating, how we are going to solve that task. That thinking is a class. And when we applied it and our task is completed, that is object for us, means live existence of our thoughts. That is object. See, when first time somebody think about student, first time that person creates some mindset that the student means what is the role of a particular student, what are the attributes a student can have, a name, class, roll number, subject. The first thinking when somebody is think about student, everything that person is going to create in his mind. And when we are having a live existence of students in front of us, following the same characteristics and the behavior what the person is thinking about a student, that is object. See, I'd already created students thinking, the thought process is class. And when we have live existence of student in front of us, then that is object. Class contains data, that is characteristics, and functions as behavior. We are having two things in a particular class, that is characteristics and behavior. Characteristics of a student is name, class, roll number, subjects were characteristics. In behavior, the student is coming to school for what purpose? For study. That is behavior. See, the next point, class is also known as object factory. Why? Because one thought can create so many live existence of objects. Means one student, one thinking, we have so many students, means we can generate so many things. If we thought a right process, then we can generate anything. Means if a product of anything, means a company of Coca-Cola created a formula to create that Coca-Cola, the the thinking process of generating a Coca-Cola, and the formula, what the raw material is required to create Coca-Cola, then that is class. When Coca-Cola is in front of us as a drinking soft drink in front of us for drinking purpose, then all the Coca-Colas were objects. We have a factory of Coca-Cola. The same way, class is also known as object factory. When we generate a proper thought process, then we can have any live existence of our objects. Class is a composite data type. Next point, I told you earlier, composite means collection. We have variety of data in a particular class, that's why it is composite data type. And when we are talking about classes also known as user defined data type, yes, it is some sort of user defined data type. Why? Actually, user is going to set what type of data is required in a class, what type of function is required in a class. It has a thought process of a user only. That's why it is user defined data type. And moving further with object. Object is a basic principle of OOPS concept. I told you earlier also. Object should be unique For example, if I'm talking about a class that is animals, the object should be unique. Why it is unique? If I'm talking about dog, dog never correlates with elephant, it never correlates with lion, it never correlates with monkey, it never correlates with snake. All are animal, but all have a unique entity so that we can identify which category it is. Yes, first one is dog, then elephant, then lion, then monkey, and then snake. How you are going to identify? Because they have a unique entity. The name which specifies them unique. See, the third point, object always follows characteristics and behavior of a class. That's why it is instance of a class. Because object, for example, object is dog. Dog is a animal. Always these kinds of animals follow a characteristics of an animal only. That's why we are saying that it follows the characteristics and a behavior of a class. Maybe animal can be herbivorous, carnivores, it depends on them. But each and every animal follows the characteristics of an animal. The basic characteristics of an animal, each and every animal is having. That's why each and every object follows the characteristics and the behavior of a class. That's why it is called instance of a class. The followers are the instance of a particular class. And see, objects can be categorized into two types, that is real world. Whatever example I am telling you, that is real world. And the second one is the software world. Because we are dealing with softwares, that is, we are dealing with Java language, and in that we are going to have some softwares that is installed and we are going to create programs on that. It is software world also. We can create a class with some concept and we can create any number of object of that class. But how? We can have object of a class by writing class name, object name equals to new class name, function bracket open close, semicolon. It is a syntax, it is a grammar, it is the rule how we are going to create a object of software world. And that line says we are creating our object, that is object creation, or we can say this line says it is instantiation. You have to remember the meaning of that line is instantiation. Means we are creating an instance of a particular class. And then moving further with the program so that you can create a normal program so that you can face any of the papers. Now see, with the help of example, I'm telling you, I'm having one question in front of us. Create two classes, that is teacher and student. Both are having some characteristics and some behavior, means both are having some data, that is attributes and functions. With the attributes were of teacher class, that is TID, that is teacher's ID, T name, that is teacher's name, salary, and then qualification. And the student class are having attributes like SID, that is student ID, S name, that is student name, address, and T marks, that is total marks. Two functions of both the classes we have to create, where void except assign some values to given attributes, and void display assigned values of given attributes one by one. Means we have to display in teacher class teacher ID, name, salary, and qualification in display function. And in except function, we have to assign value to TID, T name, salary, and qualification. The same thing we have to do in student class also. With void except, we have to assign value to SID, S name, address, and total marks. And we have to display values in display function one by one. We have to create main function in class student, which call functions of both the classes by creating object of both the classes. Means in student class we have to create main function. In teacher class we are not supposed to create main function because question doesn't say that. That's why we have to create main function of student class only, and we have to call objects. We have to create objects of both the classes and we have to call functions of both the classes. See, the program question. Already you know, and then you have program in front of you all. Program follows a question which is previously defined. See, previously what we are having? We are having a program to assign teacher's detail. See, we are having teacher's detail. We have to declare the variables. First, the public class teacher, and then variables were TID in integer format, salary in integer format, name in string format, and qualification in string format. Then I had already created void except function. In teacher's ID, I am providing 28. In teacher's name, I am providing my name. And in salary, I'm creating a salary. And qualification, the real qualification I'm writing MC and MTech. And then the role of a function is closed. And then display function is used to display all the details one by one. Teacher's ID, name, teacher's salary and qualification, and the role of the class is closed. And then see the right hand side part, the student part. In student part we have to display both the things, teacher's detail as well as student detail. And now we are creating public class student, in which we have to create variables int sid, tmarks, string sname, address. Name is of string type, address is of string type, id is integer, total marks is integer. See, in void except I am providing every value to a variables. SID is 12, sname is Pooja Ahuja, tmarks is 458, and address is Vijayanagar Jabalpur. And after that I'm closing that function because the role of the function is complete. After that, see, void display means here I'm displaying each and everything of student ID, name, address, and total marks one by one. And see, because the question says we have to create main function in a student class and we have to call objects of both the classes. See, that's why I had created main function public static void main string args. Inside that I had created object of teacher class. First of all, teacher TOBJ means TOBJ is teacher object. I'd created teacher object and then I'd created student object. Means I am creating object of both the classes. And one by one I am calling the functions of both the classes. TOBJ is going to call except, means T object call except function of teacher class, and then TOBJ.display call the function of this teacher class. After that we are calling SOBJ.accept means accept function of student class, and then SOBJ.display calling display function of student class. And by calling it is going to display each and everything, and see the output is in front of you all. When we are creating object of one class into another class, this type of arrow is created, and when we are running a main function of student class, what happens? See, in terminal window we are getting an output, means we had teacher's ID, then name, then teacher's salary, qualification, then student ID, student name, address, and total marks is in front of us. In this way you can have your programs. If you have some doubts, you can consult with me. And thanks for watching. Goodbye and good luck.